Greetings, fellow historians. Welcome to the Forbidden Codex of History, where we delve into the hidden, obscure, and unresolved mysteries of the past, exploring forgotten civilizations, enigmatic artifacts, unsolved historical events, and so much more. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Now let's delve into today's mystery. Isolated in the vast Pacific Ocean, Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, is home to one of the most mysterious archaeological wonders of the ancient world, the Moai statues. These colossal figures have stood for centuries, guarding the secrets of a lost civilization. Who built them? How were they transported? And what do they truly represent? In this episode of the Forbidden Codex of History, we explore the discoveries that have unveiled the hidden history of the Moai statues. Chapter 1. The Moai and the Rapa Nui civilization. The Moai statues are the defining feature of Easter Island, but they are only part of a much larger story, the story of the Rapa Nui people. Settling on the island around 1200 CE, the Rapa Nui developed a unique society, one centered on ancestor worship and monumental architecture. Over 900 Moai statues have been discovered, scattered across the island. Ranging from 3 to 10 meters in height and weighing up to 80 tons, these statues were carved from volcanic tuff at the Rano Raraku quarry. Each Moai represents a deified ancestor, believed to channel spiritual energy, known as mana, to protect their descendants. The quarry itself remains one of the most fascinating archaeological sites on the island. Many unfinished Moai lie abandoned in various stages of completion, offering insight into the complex techniques used by the Rapa Nui to create these monumental statues. The process began with artisans using basalt tools to carve the statues directly from the soft volcanic rock. Once roughly shaped, the Moai were carefully chiseled out and transported to their intended sites. But the Moai were more than just statues. They were mounted on large stone platforms known as ahu, which often served as sacred ceremonial sites. These platforms were not randomly placed. Instead, they were carefully constructed, sometimes incorporating older religious structures, and were often aligned with important astronomical events. Another remarkable feature of the Moai is the addition of pukao, large red stone top knots placed on top of some statues' heads. These were carved from a different type of volcanic rock found at Punapau, another quarry on the island. The pukao are believed to represent hair, styled in a traditional topknot worn by Rapa Nui elites. Their placement suggests an additional layer of reverence and status associated with the Moai, reinforcing their connection to important ancestral figures. The sheer scale and complexity of the Moai's construction suggest a highly organized society with specialized craftsmen, engineers, and laborers. Oral traditions indicate that the island's various clans competed in erecting these statues, each striving to honor their ancestors in the most impressive manner. This intense cultural devotion likely fueled the island's rapid development and expansion, until environmental and social pressures led to dramatic changes in Rapa Nui civilization. Chapter 2. The mystery of the Moai's transport. One of the greatest enigmas of the Moai is how they were transported across the island. Without modern machinery or draft animals, how did the Rapa Nui move these multi-ton statues across rough terrain? For years, archaeologists debated various theories. Some believed that the Moai were placed on wooden sleds and dragged using logs, contributing to the island's deforestation. Others suggested the use of rollers, ropes, or even a complex system of levers. However, Evidence of widespread deforestation raised concerns that the method requiring large quantities of timber may not have been sustainable. A groundbreaking study in 2012 provided a different perspective. Researchers Terry Hunt and Carl Lipo proposed that the Moai were walked upright using a rocking motion. With teams pulling on ropes, the statues could have been gently tilted from side to side, inching forward in a method similar to how one might move a heavy refrigerator. Experiments confirmed that this method was not only possible, but also efficient, requiring fewer people than previously thought. Additional studies examined the wear patterns found on the bases of the Moai. These marks aligned with the rocking movement, providing further evidence that this method was likely used by the Rapa Nui. Moreover, oral traditions among the islanders spoke of the statues walking to their final destinations, lending credibility to the idea that the ancestors themselves had passed down knowledge of the transportation process. Another fascinating discovery was that the roads leading from the quarry to the coast were not straight, but gently curved. This would have facilitated the rocking motion, preventing the Moai from toppling over while being transported. By utilizing a combination of physics, teamwork, and ingenuity, the Rapa Nui may have efficiently moved these massive statues without causing extensive environmental destruction. However, some Moai were found abandoned along these roads, suggesting that some attempts may have failed. Some theories propose that the statues broke or became too unstable to continue the journey, leading them to be left behind. These fallen Moai offer valuable clues about the difficulties and risks involved in transporting such immense structures. The mystery of the Moai's transport continues to intrigue archaeologists, but one thing is clear: these statues are a testament to the Rapa Nui's engineering skills, organization, and perseverance. With limited resources, they managed to move some of the largest statues in the ancient world, solidifying their place in history as master builders of the Pacific. Chapter 3. The hidden bodies beneath the Moai heads. For decades, the popular image of the Moai statues has been that of enormous stone heads dotting the landscape of Easter Island. However, recent excavations have revealed an astonishing truth. These statues have full bodies buried beneath the ground. The discovery was made by the Easter Island Statue Project, led by archaeologist Joanne van Tilburg. Her team unearthed several Moai, revealing their long torsos, arms, and intricate carvings on their backs, markings that had remained hidden for centuries. These engravings, consisting of petroglyphs, are believed to represent sacred symbols, clan affiliations, and even stories of the Rapa Nui people. The Moai were intentionally buried over time, likely due to natural soil accumulation, ritual practices, or efforts to stabilize them against erosion and collapse. Some theories suggest that the Rapa Nui people themselves buried certain Moai as part of ceremonies or to protect them during times of social upheaval. The discovery of the full-bodied Moai also raised new questions about their original purpose. Were they always meant to stand fully exposed? If so, why were so many eventually left partially buried? Researchers suggest that these statues may have once stood tall before environmental changes and resource depletion led to the gradual burial and abandonment of many Moai. The newfound inscriptions on the backs of the statues provide additional insight into the spiritual and cultural significance of the Moai. Many of these carvings depict crescent shapes, thought to represent canoes or the Rapa Nui's connection to the sea. Others show birdman imagery, linking the Moai to the island's later religious traditions. Moreover, sediment analysis around the buried Moai suggests that the environment underwent dramatic shifts over time. evidence of deforestation, soil erosion, and declining food resources indicate that the Rapa Nui civilization faced increasing challenges, possibly leading to the eventual cessation of Moai construction and ritual activities. While the buried bodies of the Moai continue to be studied, they serve as a reminder that the island's history is still unfolding. Every excavation reveals new details about the ingenuity, resilience, and spiritual depth of the Rapa Nui people. The Moai, once thought to be mere isolated heads, now stand as even greater testaments to the artistic and engineering mastery of this lost civilization. What other secrets lie hidden beneath the soil of Easter Island? Only time and further exploration will tell. Chapter 4. The Moai and Astronomical Alignments. The placement of the Moai is not random. Many of the statues are positioned to face inland, watching over the Rapa Nui villages. However, some researchers have proposed that their alignment also had astronomical significance. Some Moai appear to be aligned with key celestial events, such as the summer and winter solstices. This suggests that the Rapa Nui may have used the Moai as part of a primitive calendar, tracking the movements of the sun and stars. Ancient Polynesian navigators relied on the night sky to travel vast distances, and the Rapa Nui may have embedded this knowledge into their monumental structures. Researchers have found that several ahu, the stone platforms upon which the Moai stand, align precisely with sunrise and sunset during solstices. This discovery implies that the Moai were not just guardians of the land, but also sacred markers used to regulate seasonal cycles, an essential function for an island society dependent on agriculture and fishing. Additionally, some Moai are believed to have been positioned to honor the rising and setting of specific constellations important to the Rapa Nui. The Pleiades, known as Matariki in Polynesian traditions, played a crucial role in signaling the changing of the seasons and the right times for planting and harvesting. If the Moai were aligned with these stars, they may have been part of a ritualistic system designed to ensure the prosperity of the community. Beyond the alignment with celestial bodies, some researchers suggest that the Moai may have had a role in spiritual navigation. Oral traditions describe how the ancestors of the Rapa Nui were great seafarers who arrived using the guidance of the stars. The Moai may have served as both a tribute to their ancestral voyagers and as markers to aid in navigation. These astronomical connections place the Moai within a broader Polynesian tradition of using the stars for both practical and spiritual purposes. The Rapa Nui were part of a vast network of oceanic explorers who depended on an intimate knowledge of the heavens. Could it be that the Moai represent a fusion of this star-based navigation with ancestor worship, serving as guiding spirits to those who came before? As researchers continue to study the precise alignments of the Moai, their role as celestial markers becomes more evident. These massive stone figures were not just carved monuments, but living connections between the land, the people, and the cosmos. Through them, the Rapa Nui may have sought to harmonize their earthly existence with the rhythms of the universe. What other secrets remain hidden within the alignments of these ancient statues? The answers may lie in the skies above, just as they did for the Rapa Nui centuries ago. Chapter 5. The Collapse of Rapa Nui Civilization. The mystery of the Moai is deeply tied to the rise and fall of the Rapa Nui civilization. By the 17th century, the once thriving society began to decline. What happened? One of the most widely accepted theories is ecological collapse. Researchers believe that deforestation played a key role in the downfall of the Rapa Nui people. The island, once lush with palm forests, was gradually stripped of its trees, possibly for Moai transportation, construction, and canoe building. As trees disappeared, soil erosion followed, reducing agricultural productivity and making it harder to sustain a growing population. Pollen analysis from sediment cores provides crucial evidence for this theory. Studies reveal that the island's once dense palm forests vanished around the time of the civilization's decline. Without trees to anchor the soil, farming became more difficult, leading to food shortages and increased competition for resources. The lack of trees also meant the Rapa Nui could no longer construct canoes, cutting them off from deep-sea fishing and trade with neighboring islands. This isolation may have intensified internal conflicts, leading to the violent toppling of Moai statues, a practice known as the Moai phase, where rival clans deliberately destroyed each other's ancestral monuments. However, some scholars argue that deforestation alone does not explain the full extent of the collapse. Alternative theories suggest that climate change, specifically prolonged droughts, may have contributed to food and water shortages, exacerbating tensions within the society. Then came European contact. In 1722, Dutch explorers led by Jacob Roggeveen became the first Europeans to set foot on Easter Island. They described a society struggling with scarcity, yet still preserving its cultural traditions. But subsequent visits by European sailors brought devastating consequences. Disease, slave raids, and forced labor took a heavy toll on the Rapa Nui population. The most catastrophic event occurred in the 1860s, when Peruvian slave traders raided the island, capturing a large portion of its population. Those who returned brought deadly epidemics, further reducing the population to a fraction of its former size. By the late 19th century, the Rapa Nui culture had been severely disrupted, and much of its oral history was lost. Despite these hardships, the Rapa Nui people endured. Today, their descendants continue to preserve their rich heritage, working alongside archaeologists to uncover the secrets of their ancestors. What truly caused the collapse of Rapa Nui remains a complex mystery. Was it ecological destruction, internal warfare, external forces, or a combination of all three? The story of Easter Island is not just one of mystery. It is a cautionary tale about sustainability, resilience, and the delicate balance between human ambition and environmental responsibility. Chapter 6: Preservation and Modern Discoveries. Today, the Moai remain a powerful symbol of Polynesian ingenuity. However, time, weather, and human activity pose significant threats to these ancient statues. Preservation efforts are more crucial than ever to ensure that these monuments continue to stand for future generations. In recent years, archaeologists and conservationists have been working diligently to protect the Moai. Teams from around the world collaborate with Rapa Nui locals, using modern techniques to prevent further deterioration. Some statues have been carefully restored and re-erected, giving insight into their original grandeur. But the mysteries of Easter Island are far from solved. Advanced technology, such as LiDAR scanning and ground-penetrating radar, has revealed additional buried structures beneath the island's surface. These findings suggest that much of the island's history is still hidden, waiting to be uncovered. Some discoveries have raised new questions. Excavations near the Rano Raraku quarry uncovered carvings and petroglyphs that indicate the Moai may have held deeper spiritual or ritualistic significance. Additionally, researchers found evidence of sophisticated irrigation techniques, suggesting that the Rapa Nui may have been more advanced in agriculture than previously believed. As new methods of research continue to develop, archaeologists hope to uncover more about how the Rapa Nui lived, why the Moai were built, and what led to the eventual decline of the civilization. Could there still be hidden artifacts beneath the volcanic soil? Some believe that further excavations might reveal tools, ceremonial objects, or even written records that could rewrite history. The people of Rapa Nui remain deeply connected to their heritage, striving to balance tourism, conservation, and cultural preservation. Efforts to limit erosion, control visitor access, and involve the local community in restoration work ensure that the legacy of the Moai endures. What else lies beneath the surface of this remote island? Only time will tell. Until then, the Moai remain guardians of a forgotten history, standing as a testament to human resilience, ingenuity, and mystery. Conclusion. The Moai of Easter Island stand as a testament to human ambition, spiritual devotion, and the mysteries of a lost civilization. Though much has been discovered, the island still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. As technology advances and new investigations take place, perhaps we will one day fully understand the legacy of the Rapa Nui and the monumental statues that continue to watch over their forgotten world. And thus, the mystery goes on. Thank you for listening. If you liked this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to watch that recommended video for you for more mysteries to uncover. We shall see you in our next session of The Forbidden Codex of History.